Next on Worcester News tonight, a busy agenda at City Council tonight as efforts to add ballot questions go to councilors. Plus, President Trump's travel ban upheld today by the Supreme Court. We have local reaction. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. We begin tonight in Worcester, where the City Council is asked to put two initiatives on the ballot for November's election. The Community Preservation Act and changes to the city's charter were discussed at Tuesday's meeting. Both ideas were brought in front of councilors after weeks of preparation. Our Cam Jandro joins us now live with the details. Cam?
Anna, for weeks, groups have been going back and forth on whether or not CPA should even be included on this year's ballot. And today, Yes for a Better Worcester asked City Council to skip getting signatures and just put it on the ballot.
Two initiatives are aiming to become ballot questions for Worcester's November election. The Community Preservation Act would institute a 1.5% surcharge. Supporters say it would renovate the city more effectively.
And that money would then go to a dedicated fund to use for three things: community housing, open space and recreation, and historic preservation.
The Yes for a Better Worcester coalition says if the CPA is approved, homeowners in the city would be charged an average of $30 a year, while businesses would see a $99 annual charge. 173 cities and towns in Massachusetts have instituted CPA.
After you've paid for the schools, the fire, the police, the roads and the highways, there's often not much left over to do a historic renovation project.
The Shrewsbury Street Neighborhood Association and the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce have pushed back against councilors putting the CPA on the ballot. But at-large councilor Christian King says the proposal has potential.
So certainly some merits to it. It really comes down to consideration about what we're doing with our open spaces, parks, making sure that we mitigate gentrification and things of that nature.
A change to the city's charter is also again sparking ballot talk. The petition by community activist Stephen Quist would have a committee review the city's current form of government.
So I would think maybe we look at terms every 2 years for a city councilor. It seems they're getting elected and they're in re-election mode within 9 months, 10 months.
Quist says the city's current charter hasn't been looked at in 33 years and it needs to be modernized.
I think it's time to look at the charter, see what's working, what's not working, and maybe better reflect realities of today that weren't apparent 33 years ago.
Now, putting CPA on the ballot was shot down in a very close vote. It was 6 against and 5 for. So now, Yes for a Better Worcester has to go out and get the signatures. As for Quist's initiative, it was also shot down and sent to committee. Anna?
Thanks, Cam. Also at Tuesday night's meeting, city councilors weighed in and gave their evaluations of city manager Ed Augustus. The manager received mostly all positive reviews, with councilors saying he's exceeded expectations in almost every category. At-large councilor Constantina Luke said her one real concern with Augustus was financial planning, but exceeded in all other areas. District 3 councilor George Russell says the city is better off because of Augustus.
And I'd say that this manager certainly exceeds our expectations. If we look back to the days a few years ago when before Ed Augustus was our city manager, we're obviously in a better position than we are as a city, and most of it is because of his leadership.
Augustus has served as city manager since 2014 and is currently signed through 2020. The Supreme Court upholds President Donald Trump's travel ban today in a 5-4 decision. This is the third version of the travel ban. It comes after a 15-month legal battle. It restricts entry from 7 mostly Muslim countries, including Iran, Syria, Libya, Yemen, and Somalia. The 2 non-Muslim countries are North Korea and Venezuela. Amjad Badi says ultimately he feels this will have a good impact.
Because this country is made of diversity. Diversity is over power, diversity is over strength. And means all the Muslims faith, they are law-abiding citizens. There are very few bad apples. We should not take that into consider and ban the whole country.
Correction there, he said he believes it will not have a good impact. The ACLU releasing a statement saying in part, this is not the first time the court has been wrong or has allowed official racism and xenophobia to continue rather than standing up to it. A Worcester church is helping LGBT immigrants seeking asylum. Pastor Judy Hanlon says she knew she needed to help when an immigrant showed up at her doorstep almost 10 years ago with nowhere to go. Our Olivia Lemon has the story.
Pastor Judy Hanlon has led the Hadwin Park Congregational Church for 18 years. In the last decade, she has helped more than 150 LGBT immigrants find jobs and homes.
We want folks to know that they're dearly beloved by God and that they're beautiful.
Al Green came to Worcester from Jamaica 10 years ago as a student at WPI. When he graduated, he chose to stay in the United States and seek asylum. He felt unsafe returning to his homeland because of his sexuality.
Stuff like that we take for granted here in the U.S. I definitely did not have the liberty to do when I was in Jamaica.
Al now serves as the director of the church's LGBT task force. It provides housing, food, and a monthly stipend to 25 gay immigrants who arrive to the country with legal visas. It costs the church about $25,000 a month. The money comes from donations. No federal or state money is used.
We have found 80% of our money comes from welcoming churches. And since we sort of started because of religious abuse, it really makes me happy.
Neston Melville came to Worcester from Jamaica less than a year ago. He and his partner were able to get married in May. He says it's something he never imagined would be possible.
I knew I wanted to get married because I've been with my partner for 11 years now. So I knew I was going to get married, but I didn't know I was going to get married in a church because of where I'm from. You know, this is a no-no. You will never, ever see two men getting married in a church in Jamaica.
Pastor Judy says asylum seekers receive assistance until 2 months after they receive a work permit and social security number. But everyone is always welcome at her church.
We have a welcoming statement in this church that mentions you are welcomed, all gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered persons with different gender identities. And I've had people walk in here, and when they hear it, they just break down and weep.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
6 immigrants remain on the wait list to join the task force. Pastor Judy says in the meantime, they're always looking for donations. We now know the names of a husband and wife who lost their lives in a shooting Monday in West Boylston. The Worcester County District Attorney's Office identifies them as 78-year-old Robert Chisholm and 79-year-old Dolores Chisholm. According to investigators, the wife was found dead at the scene. The husband died a short time later at a hospital. Notes were also found at the couple's home. People who live nearby say they were a wonderful couple. The deaths are being investigated by the state police detectives assigned to the District Attorney's Office and West Boylston Police. A Worcester apartment goes up in flames, caused by a chain reaction after speeding car crashes. Police say the driver hit a wall, caught fire, and ignited the 3-decker home. Our Rosalind Flaherty explains.
Police say this BMW crashed at the corner of Freeland and Cambridge Street in Worcester. The car caught fire and the flames quickly spread to the 3-decker next to it.
It was terrifying, it was shocking, it was mind-blowing.
Neighbor Vanessa Fenner says she heard the impact late Monday night and rushed outside to help.
Screaming to everybody to get out, and everybody was running down the stairs and we were just pushing them.
The Worcester Fire Department says the 2-alarm fire shot up the side of the building, causing the roof to collapse.
There was asphalt siding underneath the vinyl siding. Asphalt siding, it's just like gasoline. It just takes the fire and it made it grow.
Police say the 28-year-old driver of the car was speeding on Cambridge Street when he crashed and then took off on foot. They eventually caught up to him. Neighbors say they are still shaken up.
I heard a real explosion, boom!
But are thankful all the tenants made it out safely.
Thank you, God, everybody. It's okay. We okay.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
American slavery was put on trial tonight at Worcester City Hall. It's part of the 2018 Frederick Douglass communal readings. The scripted mock trial, Frederick Douglass vs. the Old Family, involved participants by giving them different roles of people throughout history who are on either side of the discussion. Organizers say they hope people will come away with a safe conversation.
That they can converse and have maybe a disagreement. Maybe they have views or feelings that they want to share, and this is a safe space to say it.
A reading of Frederick Douglass's speech, What is American Independence to a Slave?, will be held on July 3rd at the Worcester City Hall. The No Evil Project at the Worcester Senior Center is helping to break down stereotypes. 120 seniors posed for See No Evil, Hear No Evil, Speak No Evil photos for the project. Each senior chose 3 labels to represent them in their native language and wrote a good deed they've done to show their character. No Evil Project Executive Director Troy Thompson says the purpose of the project is to push back on stereotypes of ageism.
There's a lot of stereotypes about seniors and how much they can contribute to society and things like that. And so one of the things that we really wanted to do is show all the things that they're actively doing and really improving the community that they live in.
The Senior Center says the exhibit will promote inclusion by showing differences in a positive way.